Up YouTube, Robert the Monster Among Marks Drap here. I'm back again with my good friend and partner, the spell casting, mosh pit starting, heavy metal hippie, Sierra. How you doing today?
Maybe I should just do my entrance.
Bite me.
No, I'm not gonna bite you. You have a hubby for that.
I mean, I have him for many other reasons too. But anyway, moving on. We're going to be talking about the NXT 205 live shows from yesterday. Let's go on ahead and just fire right into the fun parts. Drake Maverick start announcing the card as he always does for the evening. Tonight's show for 205 Live is going to be Noam Dar versus Mike Kanellis, the return of Hideo Itami, and the main event of Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. I
mean, can't hype this card any more. You can't hype this card any much more than Maverick already did. You already know that Dar versus Kanellis, an interesting match. I love seeing Hideo Itami do what he does best. And if you tell me that Ali, Alexander, Nese, and Murphy will be in the ring, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. We get the entrance of the Kanellises, complete with a replay of last.
Sorry, I love their little song.
Yeah, it's not bad. It is definitely a different beat than I'm used to, and I'm not against it. We get a replay of Mike Kanellis beating Grand Metalik after his match with TJP with the chair. After Maria comes out and starts screaming her head off. And then as Noam Dar is entering, Maria Kanellis joins commentary. And from there, I just couldn't pay attention to too much of the things in the ring. Just, wow.
Look. Things, and this match was less about the match and more about the commentary. Because it wasn't a quick match. It was a good match. But with the ending, you knew this was all storyline. I think the big thing in this match is that, one, Noam Dar keeps flirting with women he shouldn't be flirting with. Please, I'd love to hear him go, Alicia Fox, one more time, because I missed that all of a sudden.
Jeez, that would be great.
I just love the way he does his last name.
Yeah.
I do trade a lot of blows and momentum in the ring, but it is kind of hard to pay attention to the match with Maria talking so much on commentary. But having Maria on storyline going, she talks about House Party and TJP and Kanellis and all that they've planned to do since coming on to 205 Live. But House Party's music, which distracts Kanellis because Dorado and Metalik are on the ramp. This allows a cheap shot onto Kanellis, allowing Dar to pin Kanellis.
Yeah.
It's just another step in their storyline. Dar got a little bit of a chance to shine. He's not needed in the storyline because then it'd be 4 versus 2.
Yeah.
They really need a third person to even out TJP and Kanellis.
That'd be nice. I like that Noam Dar got a win because he needed one. Even with a little bit of help, it's fine. Mike Kanellis getting the loss here doesn't hurt him. So again, I'm not too fussed about it. We get a little backstage view of Kendrick and Akira Tozawa with the punching gloves. And
this was adorable.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, at first I could see, like, I thought this was going to lead into them getting the squash match, the mid card squash match. But then I remembered, oh yeah, they're not even on the card for tonight because it's Hideo Itami getting the squash match. So we then get a video promo by Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher. What was the word that Gallagher used? Cumberband?
Correct names. The submission commission. Cumberground.
They're both Cumbergrounds then. Fucking useless.
Look, I need you to refer to them by their proper name, the submission commission. I don't know if you shot at me or you shot at yourself, but if you shot at yourself, guys, I'm sorry about that. I asked him to, wait till we had a couple more viewers to kill himself.
Yeah, no, that's how we're gonna get the views. Moving on, we've got Hideo Itami coming out again for his squash match against poor jobber named Levy Cruz.
Levy Cruz.
Yes. Post match beat down by yeah, they did. The post match beat down you come to expect from Hideo Itami.
Wait, you can't. Okay, you didn't say the name yet because I am so excited that this guy is back. This was the first person that actually interacted with me on Twitter. Granted, it was not in a positive sense. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked by this guy. But Arya Davari is back. The king, is it the king of Persia or the prince of Persia he calls himself? The Persian lion? I don't know. Now I'm going into, like, movies. Yeah. But he's freaking back. It's been 7 months. It's been since the greatest Royal Rumble when they brought his brother in and gave him that questionable little thing with the Iran versus
yeah,
moving on.
We ain't doing that.
But they beat up the guy.
Yeah, they did. Here's the other thing. Hideo Itami's finisher was the go to sleep, wasn't it? Like he had the GTS.
Yeah, he did have a go to sleep.
And this version of it that he now does, or he did to this guy, he didn't put him in the fireman's carry first. He just kind of, I want to say, like spinning neck breaker into the knee. You know, that
he kind of almost did. It was a variation of the GTS and like the ripcord knee.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
You can't be exact with the GTS because that was someone else's very big popular move. And I think even to this day, having Itami use the GTS would potentially elicit a chant that WWE does not like.
Well, I mean, yeah, his comments recently have been interesting, if nothing else. Moving on. Backstage, we get TJP talking to Drake Maverick. He's complaining about not being moved on to bigger and better things, despite having victories in his past. And Drake's like, what have you done recently? What have you done? What have you done to deserve this? And he's like, oh, I am the first cruiserweight champion. That was 2 years ago. And he even brings up Maverick's thing on Raw, and it's like, really, I want to get away from that.
That's gonna be an ongoing joke for. That's gonna be an ongoing joke, an ongoing thing for months to come. I still don't agree with what WWE did, giving him that angle. Granted, they're using it on Raw. I mean, he soiled Bobby Roode's robe.
And I'll give you this. Like I said, when I did the Raw review, he turned it around. He really did. He the promo before the match was like, if you were standing in front of this, you'd piss your pants too because you're that scared. I was that scared. I'm not as big as the Big Show. Hell, I'm not as big as these guys behind me. And he picked me up by the neck, held me up. I was afraid for my life. Okay, I get that. That's relatable. That's human.
We're gonna see a couple more. We're gonna see a couple.
We're gonna see a couple more. I hope not. Anyway,
we're gonna see a couple more weeks of it. But in the end, after all this arguing and all of this, Maria Kanellis demands a tag team tornado tag team match. Lucha House Party, Kanellis and TJP. To which Maverick says, "Okay, we'll do that." So next week, that's what we're getting.
Yep, he was very intent on just getting them out the door. Like, listen, I don't care. I'll think about it. Go away. And they come up with this part. And he's like, all right, you know what? Fine. Just to shut you up, you'll get it. Bye. Next up, Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. God, this was a good match. This was a really good match.
But I have, ever since Alexander picked up Mustafa Ali after a match, I have gotten bad feelings between the two of them ever since. Ever since, really, Mustafa Ali first was, when he first got the exhaustion injury, they teased the heel turn with Maverick, and then Alexander losing the belt and Ali getting the #1 contendership. They kind of teased that a little bit. Just, I would not be surprised if by WrestleMania, one of these two have turned heel. Also, I'm very upset that Tony Nese's ab vest did not match his ring outfit.
I didn't even notice. That's how much I cared. I didn't notice.
Completely different direction.
And hang on while I rub that whiplash out of my neck. We get this match, and yeah, I completely thought that at some point in this match, I don't know why, but I got the sensation that it was actually going to be Cedric that was just going to completely fucking stuff Mustafa. Like, he was gonna drop out of a critical tag, or make it look like he was going for a move and then completely blindside Mustafa Ali. I thought some kind of heel turn was coming for...
That's what I'm saying!
For Cedric, but that didn't happen in this match. In fact, I put in a couple really good spots here that I thought early on. The blind tag by Buddy Murphy on while Alexander's in the ring, allowing Cedric to run into the knee lift. That was pretty devastating. Later with Ali hitting a sit-out powerbomb on Buddy Murphy. Just straight picking him up from bent over to sit out. Just great. You got any other
Sorry, I'm
amazing
trying to find
spots?
all the spots. No, I just have a long paragraph on the match, so...
Well, then go ahead.
Because I'm going to repeat, like, all the crap you just said.
I mean...
Oh, how about when late in the match, about 2/3 of the way through the match, we see Murphy tag in only for Mustafa Ali to hit that spinning heel kick on him.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately afterwards, we see Nese and Alexander get tags only for Alexander to completely demolish the heels. I mean, he hits a beautiful springboard flatliner onto Nese.
Oh, yeah. That was gorgeous.
Interesting, though. The heels have a miscue. Really, Nese gets knocked into Murphy. I feel like no, that was an NXT that people got shoved into each other a lot.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah, so it's into Murphy, who's on the top rope. Oh my gosh. How about when Murphy is on the top rope, Ali and Alexander are on the middle ropes, and Nice is stuck in the corner. Murphy's slipping off of the ropes and taking Ali down with them.
That was pretty harsh. I thought that was pretty bad. I hope they're all okay. But in the end...
I think they're all okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, in the end, we've got Mustafa Ali hitting Buddy Murphy with a DDT, like tilt-a-whirl, and then Cedric Alexander, after hitting the blind tag, nails the lumbar check and picks up the pinfall victory. And the faces,
wow. And then a good point that it took 2 finishers to truly finish off Buddy Murphy.
I mean, 2 devastating moves in a row.
Okay, 2 high impact moves. One of Ali's setups to his finishing move, and then it's Alexander's finishing move.
Yeah. But I liked this. Speaking of things I like, we're going to go on ahead and talk about one of my favorite things, which was this NXT. I mean, they tend to do this right after takeovers, and it is where whatever city they're in, they go to a nearby, like, university or other kind of smallish big venue, and film an episode of NXT, probably while they're doing the takeover, the post takeover show, because we get Oni Lorcan. Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of heard everything you said. You roboted out, so I had to piece together a couple of things. But so they were in San Jose for this, which was, I think, based on the social media post I had seen. This was either right before or right after. This was right before TakeOver. They were doing live shows in California into LA. I only know this again because one of the people I follow on YouTube was there. Don't know what that had to do anything.
Hey, props for
sorry,
at least throwing out a plug. Starting off the show, we get Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch versus the Mighty.
Look, I love both of these teams. Lorcan and Burch had a very Cesaro and Sheamus way of getting together. They had a bunch of hard-hitting matches and then realized there was chemistry there. The Mighty as TM61 were amazing. This new heel Mighty is really good. This was just a good showing for both these
stand by. We have sort of lost your visual here. But you are still with us. So that is the important thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because you had a few freeze frames there.
Fuck it, I'm just...
Please do.
Do you want me to just turn off my camera?
I mean, no. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm dropping stuff,
So Lorcan and Burch versus the Mighty.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Burch and Shane Thorne start the match. Thorne shuts Burch up and hits a couple quick tagging in Lorcan. I don't know why I just said my town.
I mean,
we see after Shane manages to keep momentum, tags in Miller, only for Miller and Lorcan to trade blows. We see Lorcan applied the single leg crab onto Miller, and then Birch meets Thorne with a crossface. Miller eventually is able to make it to the rope, but the faces still stand tall and continue momentum until Miller is able to take advantage of a distraction on Lorcan. We see Shane Thorne tag in, and the heels then continue their momentum. Miller tags in, they double team Lorcan, double teams Lorcan, and then just the first half of this match was very much in the heels' favor. It really isn't until Lorcan is able to roll away and tag in Birch that the faces really start to get their momentum, because Birch tears house.
Oh, yeah.
But then makes the mistake of tagging Lorcan back in after spending so long in the match. This allows Miller to shove Lorcan into Birch.
Yeah, well, we missed a beat that I would like to talk about. The fucking knee slam by Birch off that hot tag. Oh, Majibus.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna write down everything he did. I just wrote he tears house.
Oh yeah, no, that particular move, it was like I didn't see that coming, and when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, he's wearing a knee brace. Ouch. But yeah, they were setting up for their tag team finisher, and Lorcan gets like whammed into Birch.
And that sends Birch and Lorcan, or no, because Miller threw Lorcan into Birch and then continued through onto Birch and caused Miller and Birch to both go ringside, allowing the legal men to kind of get back in the ring, trade blows. Only then we see Lorcan suicide dive onto both of the heels, rolls the legal man, Shane Thorne, back in, tags in Birch, and then again, Lorcan and Birch are sent into one another, allowing Miller to tag in. Oh my gosh, Birch spears both of the Mighty.
Oh yeah, that was a
damn good spear. That was a beautiful spear. It sets up the ending beautifully, which is literally just Oney Lorcan rolling through for a pin on Miller.
Yeah, he was. It almost looked like he chop blocked him because the Mighty were setting up for their tag team finisher, and Birch fucking just whoop right there, got it.
Well, after getting shoved into his tag team, having his tag team partner shoved at him twice, we get a little retribution.
No, yeah, I thought it was going to be perfect.
Even though the faces win this match, the heels go over in the end because they decimate Birch and Lorcan after the match.
Loud chants of "you still suck."
Look, I like them.
I mean,
they're really good, actually.
Very subjective, and I do tend to agree.
Moving on after.
I'm just stating a fact. It's like we can't say that they're good. I think that they're good. You think that they're good, and other people would argue.
In my grand opinion, which is the only opinion that matters in my mind, I think the Mighty are still a good tag team. I mean, what didn't they almost won it they almost won the Dusty Tag Team Cup 2-3 years ago?
Something like
AOP
that.
ended up winning it.
Yeah.
But after the match, we get our voiceover for NXT. Isn't it? No, Ronaldo wasn't there tonight.
Nope.
But we're told that tonight we're gonna see Mia Yim versus Vanessa Bourne, and then the powerhouses collide. Keith Lee versus Lars Sullivan. But then we get a replay of a month ago when EC3 took on Adam Cole, pinned Adam Cole, only to get decimated by the Undisputed Era. And it is at this point, it is revealed that we are going to see EC3 take on Marcel Barthel next.
Yeah.
We go to commercial break. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, we get back from commercial, and we get photo highlights of the 2 out of 3 fall women's falls match at War Games, and then a backstage interview with Dakota, Io, and Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically they challenged Baszler, Duke, and Shafir to a 6-woman tag match. You kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, this is gonna be going on for a while. Marcel Barthel versus EC3. Wow, I had forgotten who he was.
Marcel Barthel is actually kind of cool. This was a squash match, but in true NXT fashion, it is not truly a squash match because these are talent that they are developing at the Performance Center. They really gave Barthel a nice little moment to shine in the beginning because he hits that amazing, I want to call it like an inverted spinning / swinging neck drop onto EC3, but in reality, EC3 tried to go for a sunset flip and just Barthel fell on his back.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way that commentary described it was like an air raid crash. And I'm like, okay, it looked, because he had EC3 over his left shoulder, diagonally down to his right hip, and just kind of spun with it, and then down.
No, I
loved it.
I think McGinnis is the one that called it, saying that, because it looked amazing. I hope that Marcel Barthel is able to figure out how he did that and work that into his moves. But I think McGinnis, God, my spirit animal is so amazing sometimes. I think he's the one that pointed out that EC3 went for a sunset flip only for Marcel Barthel to stop his momentum, and while EC3 was over his shoulder, just fell on his back.
Yeah, he hit it, and I like it, and I think that that's a very good counter.
Yeah, and so the first real advantage of the match goes to Marcel with that. Mm-hmm. But EC3 is quick to turn it around by sending Marcel into the turnbuckle. That's when we get the momentum shift in EC3's favor. He hits the fame drop, the 1%er, and pins Barthel. Mm-hmm. Would you like to add anything else to the match before I move on?
Nope. Post-match, EC3 cuts the promo on Bobby Fish, says he's coming for his head, his knee, and everything in between.
And it's interesting to note that in the beginning, he doesn't call out the Era. He tells Era, this isn't you, this is one man, Bobby Fish. So it'll be interesting to see if Era allows EC3 and Bobby Fish to get into a feud with no distractions from them. After this, we got I can't say his name. The promo from Dijakovic. God, I saw this promo. I saw how tall the guy was, and then immediately was disappointed that he did not have dark hair and tattoos and was not named Punishment Martinez.
I mean,
give me Punishment Martinez.
They don't want to.
Look, man, Punishment Martinez, he is amazing in the ring. He's a little iffy he's a little awkward on the mic, but it's cute. Him going to NXT is probably the best thing that he could have done for his career. He's going to get so much exposure from people that are paid to train these guys. It's just, I can't wait to see Martinez on the freaking roster.
Apparently.
Look, I only needed to see one match out of Punishment Martinez, and I got to see like 2 live, and instantly hooked. I remember because it was Best in the World, Ring of Honor Best in the World this last year in like June. He had a match with Adam Hangman Page, and it was so gosh dang good. And then he had a match the next night closer to my house, and it was just so gosh dang good.
Apparently. I didn't recall that because I was watching it online and I didn't see it.
I would have missed it had I not decided that there was a big span of time between the start of a match or the finish of a match and the start of a match. So I knew there was promos in there, and had I not clicked it, I would have missed it.
Yeah. So, pardon me. After that after that promo, we get a attempted parking lot interview with Candice LeRae, who's just silent, which is useless.
It's character build. They're putting a lot of the stuff that her man's doing on her, and she's trying to make her own mark and all that jazz. And
I didn't say I disagreed with it, because it's very good, but
still very good.
Next up, Mia Yim versus Vanessa Bourne. I mean, I like Mia Yim just because Mia Yim is Mia Yim, and the matches that I've seen her in so far have been very good. I think she should be maybe a little further along in her current character as far as what she's doing, where she's at. But that's just me.
Well, so we've seen, that is a good point. We've seen her multiple times we've seen her twice on the Mae Young Classic. She was in both years. And I mean, ever since before the Mae Young Classic, fans have been calling for her to join NXT and the WWE. I mean, she's roommates with Baszler. She does amazing work in the ring. Not to mention that Keith Lee is her boo.
Thumbs up.
But I love what Mia Yim is doing in the ring. I think she needs a little bit more time in front of the crowd. Just because as of right now, her character she's Blasian.
Where would I want to see it go, though, is the better question in my head. It's that I'm thinking of. It's like
love to see her do stuff with Kai and Belair and Evans and one of the horsewomen. She's a face right now. That really only leaves Bourne, Belair, Evans, Aaliyah, Baszler, Duke, and Shafir.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of faces on the roster right now, so we can't have her flip. Although flipping her would be really easy. Then
Kai, Io, Kyrie, they have a couple faces.
Yeah.
But yes, the heels vastly outweigh the faces.
Yeah. I mean, again, I love Mia Yim. I want to see her have a character, something. Match was...
She hasn't had a lot of matches on the actual NXT show yet.
That's true.
So it's kind of like with all of the girls that are coming off of the most recent Mae Young Classic, a lot of them didn't have set characters when they came on. The only ones that did for the first Mae Young Classic was Baszler and Sane.
Yeah. I mean,
and then a lot of the girls in this most recent classic didn't really have a character. Toni Storm is a Motley Crue road girl, basically. Io Shirai is another wrestling legend.
I mean, I look at her like she could be an Asian member of the Lucha House Party, and I would be okay with this.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how big of an influence Lucha is in Japan.
Yeah, it is massive.
Because the Japanese wrestling style and the Lucha wrestling style, whilst vastly different, have very similar characteristics and quality.
That's true. this match is largely irrelevant, but Mia Yim wins with Eat Defeat.
Hold up. So is it Eat DEFEAT or is it Eat like the feet as in feet?
I think it's like you instead of spelling defeat as in I beat you, you spell DE and then feet like you have two of.
Well, because it does look like she sets them up to actually like put her foot in their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's very much like the Riot Kick. That's what I noticed.
Look, I thought there was Bourne has since we first saw her in the first Mae Young Classic, Bourne has always kind of been like an Aaliyah. She's there, but she's not really getting taken advantage of. She knows that she's a heel, but they're not really spending time developing her. But there was some good little things in this match. I mean, Bourne used her heel side to put her thumb in Yim's eye after she drags the ring apron into the ring to distract the ref. Vanessa Bourne hits like a really pretty spinning suplex of sorts. Mia puts that tarantula hold on the ropes.
Oh yeah.
Follows up with the multiple kicks, the drop kick into the corner, another kick, and then she hits that Eat Defeat. This had good elements.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
They need more exposure.
I do agree that they do need more exposure. You absolutely said it. I think for me it's this match could have gone to another gear, and I don't think it got there. That's the problem.
I think a lot of the matches that they put on could get into another gear, because in any sense, any match can be better than what it was.
Yeah, that's true. Well, with very few exceptions, you're right. Moving on.
That's the reason we have Dave Meltzer's star system.
For all that it's worth. Next we get a Tommaso Ciampa.
He's pretty accurate on a lot of these things.
Yep.
No, before we get Ciampa, we get that the War Raiders are still in questionable shape and that we will have more info throughout the next few weeks.
Yep.
Then we get the Ciampa.
That was a scary look. For both
that was
that picture that we got and Tommaso Ciampa just again in the back like he's in a truck or something and sets up the camera.
No, he was they filmed that at the Performance Center or Full Sail because those are the ring mats that they put around the ring. That's the padding.
Again, he's saying something we've all heard before. But go ahead.
He says, I warned you that I was going to be the most dangerous SOB when I came back. I said all I needed was an opportunity. And he says a bunch of amazing other things. Just Ciampa is heel John Cena.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Ciampa is the heel John Cena we never got. I love it. And he says, next week when my music hits, follow my lead.
Yep. And we get treated to an announcement that he will be at NXT next week.
Yeah. Anytime they do a promo, they're going to be on next week. And then we move on to our main event, which was the Battle of Goliath. The beasts meet in the middle of the ring. Warning, this is not your stereotypical big man match.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we got a lot of our stereotypical spots. The initial face-off, the stalemate, the decimation of one to another, the shoulder into the post. But this was impressive. This is the new standard of big man matches. Granted, a lot of big mans can't do what Keith Lee does.
It's very difficult for most of them. In fact, I think that
And
the
this
only
is
other
an odd
person that
note.
probably could have done what Keith Lee did would probably be Big E.
Well, Hanson or Rowe move. I think it's Rowe. Rowe moves pretty fast.
Yeah.
Whichever one's bald.
Yep.
Rowe moves pretty quick. Odd note though, before we get back into the match, I know Sullivan doesn't ever wear knee pads or kick pads, but it's really odd to see a wrestler's knee.
Yeah, it's especially the bigger guys. It's like
not even the bigger guys.
That.
Not even the bigger guys. Like, but when like Adam Cole puts his knee pad down, or when Gargano and Black both put their knee pads down, it just, I don't want to say their knees don't look like they match their body, but their knees don't look like they match their bodies. But you also have to think of the amount of abuse those knees take.
Oh yeah, tons. It's like, don't need to see that. Knees never look particularly great at the best of times, so.
Look, I don't know if I've ever met a person that thought a knee was sexy.
I don't think I want to meet a person who thinks a knee is sexy. That person should be in an asylum. Fight me.
Getting back into the match, I'm so sorry that we went on this tangent. I will never bring up a knee again. Lee had an impressive showing. He got to showcase his strength, his mobility, his cruiserweight ability.
Oh, yeah.
But in the end, Sullivan survives a volley from Lee. Go ahead. I heard you were starting to talk, and I don't want to get into the ending.
I was going to say, the only problem I had with this match was the end. Although I do kind of forgive it because it wasn't entirely that Lars Sullivan beat him. Lars Sullivan got lucky in the fact that Keith Lee went for a moonsault from the second rope. It was beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, he missed a lot of rope stuff, though. The first crossbody he did over the rope, he missed because Sullivan got the knee up.
He did that like corkscrew senton was beautiful. Oh God, the corkscrew over the top senton, beautiful.
Oh my God. Yeah, because in kayfabe, there is no way that Sullivan should have survived that volley from Lee at the end, only to hit him with the freak accident and pin him.
Yeah.
Had we done this like not in Brock Lesnar terms, he wouldn't have been able to get all of the freak accident.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I know I'm going to go on ahead and close my notes here because we've finished the show with Lars Sullivan walking up the ramp victorious in his contest over Keith Lee. Here's the question I have for myself. We keep hearing and seeing vignettes on Raw and SmackDown for Lars Sullivan. The kayfabe thing on both shows is that both of them, both Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon, are in a contest to see who can get the big man. How long is that contest going to go on? Because I would have thought I was
thinking the same thing.
And that's where my mind went at the very beginning of this match. I thought Keith Lee had it because what you do for the person that's, moving on, you put the new guy over to help perpetuate.
That only rings true in championship champions being called up.
I mean,
for the most part.
Yeah, I like that, though. That old school, I'll do the job for you because either I'm not going to be doing this anymore or I'm not going to be doing this here anymore.
Well, so again, this was, I'm almost 100% sure, this was recorded before TakeOver.
Oh, yeah.
So the last 2 weeks we've seen of NXT were recorded. Well, the one we saw last week was recorded after TakeOver.
But this one
immediately
was
after TakeOver. This one was recorded before TakeOver. No, I think they might have been both recorded before TakeOver then. But they had to do the one that they recorded in the Staples Center first because it makes sense with, well, we had TakeOver. Why are we going to go to San Jose and then go back to the Staples Center?
Yeah.
So what we've seen of Lars Sullivan, this is prior to the announcement that he is going to the main roster, because we didn't get that announcement until Survivor Series.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
so maybe within the next 2-3 weeks we'll start seeing a little bit more of a job out of Sullivan, because that was actually my question was, are they going to let Lars continue to decimate before they let him go up?
I think that actually that if he's decimated here, and especially with somebody who has the mold that Keith Lee does, he, just completely the big man that can move quick and does amazing things. I want to see.
I still don't like Sullivan's character.
Yeah, I don't either.
I still can't get behind it.
No, I don't think I ever will.
Like, he heard that he was going to be a big man, and he's like, well, I'll be a big man, but I don't want to just be a big man. So he was just like, the body of, what do you say, a bear, but the mind of a scientist or a professor?
Yeah, the body of a gorilla, the mind of a professor. And you know what I thought at that moment? Winston.
What? Oh, no. Oh, no.
I did it. I snuck a gaming reference into the wrestling show. I can retire.
I'm going to kill you worse than Hanzo killed Genji.
Good thing, because he didn't succeed. Yay. Moving on. This was a fun show. We didn't get all that we might have expected, but that's NXT, and that's why it's good. We don't exactly get what we expect. We get something different, and it's good. 205 Live was fine. I, again, just see storylines marching ever forward, and that's not a bad thing.
Don't mind my typing. I'm just trying to get to the network so I can continue to watch the WWE NXT UK.
Yeah. Again, yeah, no, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. Follow the show on Twitter at InMoshPit. Go on ahead and follow me at Rob's Random Roms, her at Heavy Metal Hippie, and we will see you all tomorrow night for the News and Rumors show. I can't wait to see what's coming out of that one. Later.
God, I gotta go look up rumors. Bye.